Texas Hydraulics Easy Actuator is a modern approach to hydraulic systems that eliminates the need for traditional centralized valve banks or valve manifolds. Centralized valves take up valuable space and create a design challenge to route hoses and hydraulic lines to the actuators. This design complexity and clutter creates a maintenance and diagnostic nightmare. Centralized valves are complex, expensive, and often require custom spools. The Easy Actuator has all of the control valves integrated into the cylinder, creating a plug-and-play actuator that completely eliminates the need for a central valve. Traditional hydraulic systems must run individual pairs of hoses to each function from the central valve bank. Hose routing and hydraulic lines are expensive, time-consuming to install, visually unappealing, and are unsafe if they blow off or burst. Easy Actuator uses a hydraulic power network approach, where each actuator is supplied by a common pressure line and a common return line. This can cut the amount of hose required to a fraction of a traditional hydraulic system. The power network design always flows oil in one direction in the hoses, delivering clean, cool, air-free oil to each actuator. This reduces contamination buildup, improves air purging, and eliminates cavitation. Consider the example of a basic backhoe. One of the highest warranty occurrences on a backhoe is hose failure at the swing pivot. This is caused by the hoses rubbing and getting tangled. The Easy Actuator reduces what is typically 8 to 12 hoses passing through this pivot to 2 hoses, one high-pressure supply hose and one low-pressure return hose. Adding attachments or additional functions to a traditional backhoe typically results in very awkward hose routings. With the Easy Actuator's power network, multiple functions can be added without additional hoses to the central valve bank. This is a definite utility advantage in many applications. Another benefit that can't be overlooked is the physical space and weight that is freed up by the elimination of the central control valve and the connecting hoses. The Easy Actuator provides unmatched system rigidity and control by locating the hydraulic valves directly on the actuator. Consider a cylinder with 15 feet of half-inch hose going to a cylinder from a directional control valve. Due to the compressibility of the oil and the expansion of the hose, the signal to the valve pilot fluctuates, causing the counterbalance valve to oscillate, resulting in surging, load bouncing, or noise. With the Easy Actuator, the volume between the control valve and the counterbalance pilot is a short drilled hole in the manifold. This feature creates a stable pilot signal and ensures a quiet, smooth, and precise operation, eliminating a source of vibration in existing designs. Our backhoe example demonstrates this control feature. The Easy Actuator operating characteristics are easily customized with an electronic control. One simple controller can manage one or more Easy Actuators. They can also be controlled by a centralized controller that may already exist on your equipment. A third option is to implement Easy Actuators as a subsystem, managing the actuator movements with local subsystem controller, reporting status, and taking inputs from the main controller via CAN messages. Programmable control is demonstrated by our backhoe example. Automatic leveling on the outrigger system is achieved with feedback from a simple level sensor. Sensitivity, speed, and function enable are all set by the parameters in the local controller. Position sensing within the cylinder allows the user to define target positions or work envelope limits, as demonstrated with the swing actuators. A travel limit can be set with a simple analog input, so any work envelope can be programmed. Easy Actuators can utilize electronic cushions to provide smooth end-of-stroke operation, which is critical in large structures or fast-moving mechanisms to control dynamic loading. A Acceleration rates can also be programmed. The Easy Actuator can provide a specific velocity versus stroke profile to adjust for operating conditions or changes in the mechanical advantage of a linkage. Other examples of the functionality that you can create include auto leveling for bucket trucks, synchronization of multiple cylinders, programmable logic, and position and depth control. Possibly the best and most valuable feature of the Easy Actuator is its overall simplicity. Troubleshooting and repairs are done in minutes rather than hours. This simplicity reduces overall unit and operating costs while also improving safety, functionality, and design. Repairing or replacing a centralized directional control valve can be a very expensive and time-consuming task. Because the Easy Actuator has independent extend and retract valves on the cylinder, diagnostics are simple and replacement is easy. Replacing the key electronic components is equally easy. The Texas Hydraulics subsystem controller can be replaced in less than a minute. Using Texas Hydraulics Mars position sensor, replacement is done without breaking into the hydraulic system, which lowers the risks of contamination and trapping air in the system. Easy Actuator's hydraulic circuitry can be configured to meet your application. Some example circuits include proportional flow control, proportional pressure compensated flow control, proportional directional control, and simple on-off solenoids. The Easy Actuator's modern approach to hydraulic systems has many advantages over traditional systems. Imagine the possibilities for your business and how you can add value and simplicity to delight your customers. Contact us today to learn more.